to my favorite bunch of beauties. Welcome back to Nancy W Beauty. My name is Denise. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see and please subscribe. Welcome to Monday morning makeup number 10. No, we made it to 10. I actually did. I'm doing a real series. So today, since this is the last week of Black History Month, I decided this Monday morning makeup was going to be a full face of Black owned makeup products. So we are going to jump right in. The only thing I did not have that was Black owned was my brow product, so I already did that. I have a Black owned concealer from Juvia's place, so I am going to use that as an eye primer today instead of my regular primer. And we are going to be using the Beaute Ambiance palette and the Danessa Lightwork Volume 3, the Experience palette, because I was not lucky enough to get the full palette, but jumped on that one. We're going to be using those two palettes today. And foundation, powder, blush, lipstick is everything is going to be from a Black owned brand. The only other thing I don't have from a Black owned brand is a mascara. Do they even have a Black owned brand with a mascara? Please let me know in the comments, because I have no idea. We are going to jump right in, and I don't have tea today, but I do have a little water with some juice in it because I had some dental work. If you can see some swelling in my face. First of all, today's the first day I can drink through a straw. And I think I'm still not supposed to drink carbonated drinks. And hopefully that's over soon, because I have a bunch of those bubbly carbonated water drinks that I want to drink. So anyway, today it's just some white grape juice mixed with water, and that's going to come in handy because my mouth is really dry. FYI, Stanley cup, that's what I have today. I'm not using one of my Starbucks. I have fallen into, well, what do you call it? I have fallen into the little foolishness with the Stanley cup. So I have a couple of them now. But we're going to jump right in. And the first thing I am going to do, I did prime my face. That's the only other thing I didn't have that is from a Black owned brand, but it is from my Project Pan. And this is a Good Molecule silicone free priming moisturizer. So primed my face with that. And I am going to go ahead and prime my lids with, and I think this is a concealer brush. Yeah. The Juvia's Place I Am Magic concealer in the shade 11. And I'm just going to sort of dot that on each eye. And I'm going to use the Real Techniques Expert Concealer brush just to blend that in. Trying not to mess my brows up here. This is a little bit more orange than I like, but I'm trying to stick with my Black owned brands. And I also, you know, I film all of my videos on Sunday, so it is Sunday. And I just finished with a Danessa Myricks masterclass. It was called Unbridled Beauty. So it was pretty much like makeup for brides, but not really, because she showed you how to make the skin glow and all that good stuff. So it was a really good class. It lasted for about an hour and a half. I am going to set my lids with the Danessa Myricks. What is this? Evolution powder, and I have it in the shade 3. I'm just going to take the bit that's in the lid and put that on my lids. This one is, I still have the film on it. This one I don't, so. I feel like that also toned down some of that orange, so perfect. I am going to zoom in a little bit and we will get into the makeup. Alright, so we are zoomed in and we are going to get started. I already did take a look through the palette to see what I wanted to do today, and we're going to use this row right here because I think it's really interesting looking. It kind of goes with the outfit and the little head wrap. Head wrap, you all, is from YGN or You Go Natural. I actually found them on Instagram a while back, and it's all because the hair is a mess up under here. It's not because I want to look Afrocentric for today's videos, because the hair is a mess up under here and I have to wash it later. But let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to start with the shade Cozy, and I'm going to put that in my crease. And for whatever it is on me, because this happened to me last week using another palette, these types of shades go darker and I can't see the real color in it. I'm wondering if it's the base, but I used a different, I just used a concealer today. I didn't use a regular like eyeshadow base. Alrighty. And you all can see that swelling right here. I actually had a tooth pulled, and it was a little traumatic, even though she did a good job. I will say that the dentist did do a pretty good job of numbing me, but my roots are very long, so she did a good job, and she did a good job of making it pretty quick for me. She gave me enough time for the numbing to set in, but I thought I felt pain when she first started, so she gave me some more numbing medication. I didn't feel the needle go in at all, but when she started pulling, I started feeling pain. And it was a rough couple of days, so I got that done this past Friday. And then I could only eat, and I still can only eat soft foods. It couldn't be hot, they could only be warm. I couldn't drink through a straw. I couldn't drink carbonated drinks, which I'm still trying not to drink carbonated drinks. Today's the first day that I'm drinking through a straw because it feels like it's closed up a little bit, and I don't have to worry about that little clot part that is supposed to stay. But yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks. I mean, not couple of weeks, couple of days. I think I had gauze in my mouth for a whole 24 hours. Yeah, it was a lot. So I'm gonna go into the shade Alluring. And I hope that wasn't TMI, but you know, while I'm doing my makeup, I just wanted to kind of share. But yeah, all of this is in preparation. I gotta get all of my dental work up to date. And the reason why I got the tooth pulled is because it was an old root canal. And it was a choice of, do you either want to do you want to go ahead and have the root canal repaired? You would have to go see what is it, an endodontist? I don't know what I think it's an endodontist. I'm not sure. But do you want to see an endodontist? Extra cost. And or do you just want to go ahead and have it pulled? I'm like, this thing is really old, really old root canal. Just go ahead and pull it. It's not going to change my life. It's not in the front of my mouth, it's in the back. So I chose to have it pulled. Now the first time that I chose to have it pulled, I went to the dentist, and of course I was anxious. Every time I go to the doctor, I think I have what they call white coat syndrome. Anybody with a white coat on, pretty much, if you go to the doctor's office, supposedly, because most of them don't, you know, a lot of providers don't wear white coats, but anytime you go into the doctor's office, your blood pressure goes up, and that happens to a lot of people. And even though I know my doctors, it still happens to me. So when I went into the dentist that day, my blood pressure was like 160 over 88. My blood pressure is never 160 over anything. But she let me sit and wait for a while, and she did my blood pressure again, and it went down, but it only went down a little bit. So she told me that she didn't want to risk having a cardiac episode, even though I don't think I would have had a cardiac episode. But she was telling me that the numbing medicine that she would be giving me would automatically shoot my blood pressure up 20 more points. So she just didn't feel safe doing it, which I appreciated. So I had to reschedule. So this was the week that I rescheduled for. And I got it done. And I'm glad it's done. And this is all in preparation, as I think I started saying, to get my knee surgery. I don't even know if I talked to you all about that week that I was sick before. I did let you know I was sick, but then I also found out I have a tonsil stone. Don't ask me where it came from. I have absolutely no idea, but I know it's still there because I looked in the back of my mouth. I looked in the back of my mouth, and that's what made me go in the first place, because I had seen this little white thing on my tonsil, and I was concerned. We don't want stuff in our mouths that's not supposed to be in there. So that's what made me go in the first place. And I'm going to go in with a shade Charming, and that's going to go on the lid. But that's what made me go in the first place. And instantly the doctor looked at it, and she was like, oh, that's a tonsil stone. So this is a pretty color. So living with this tonsil stone is not painful or anything. I just find, like, I feel like my voice gets kind of gravelly. Like I can hear it now. So yeah, that happened. So yeah, I will say it's been a rough couple of weeks. But we shall be moving on and not letting it stop me from doing anything that I want to do. I think I want to, and I probably should have done my trick from my girl Dion and just used my sponge tip applicators, but I did not. So I think I'm just going to spray my brush with some Fix Plus and go into that shade Charming one more time and see if it looks a little bit more foiled, because right now it's just looking like satin. So let's see what happens. Yeah, it gives it a little bit more life when you wet your brush. And you want to wet that a little bit more and do the other eye. Yeah. Alright, so that the lids are done, not done, but I think I'm pretty much done with this Ace Beaute palette. I'm trying to figure out if I should put anything on my brow bone. I think I can pretty much leave that alone. I want to go now into the Danessa Myricks palette, and I'm going to take some little pointed brush if I can find it. Here we go. This is the Refer 26, and I think I'm going to go, and this is irritating me, I got to pull that off. Okay, so I think I'm going to go into the shade Solar Rain, but I also want to go probably into that shade Strawberry Moon. So Solar Rain is going to go onto the inner third, and I think I'm going to use Strawberry Moon as like an inner corner highlight. So we are going to just pick this up with a brush and see how well it does. Perfect. That is beautiful. Sort of trying to blend it in with that shade Charming from Ace Beaute. Well, this is almost like fire. This is pretty. That was really pretty. All right, so we're gonna put that down for a second, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation and everything else, and then we'll go back to the eyes. I am going to, this is bothering me. I am going to go into this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, the Balm. We'll just call it the Balm because that's all it says is Yummy Skin, and I have it in the shade 8. I am hoping, I did use it once but I can't remember, but this is what shade 8 looks like. So I am hoping, I can't remember if this was a good match for me or not. And we'll just put that on the back of my hand. It looks a little red, but if I remember correctly, these things are good for more than one skin tone. So, and I think the one before it was a little bit too light, and I'm trying to, let's just try. I am just going to do like I normally do, and I think I've grabbed a little bit too much. And we will put this back now. I am going to just dot that on my skin. Yeah, we grabbed too much. We grabbed way too much. So I'm going to scrape some of it right back in this container. And I am going to, actually I'm going to use my Beauty sponge since I have it here, and we'll just blend in with that. But oh Jesus, I should not have done that. That hurts. Be gentle. Okay. I may go back and get shade 7 to kind of mix with this one, because this one strikes me. Maybe once I put the powder on, it will calm it down. Oh, I am so, the things you do to yourself. Let me push this up just a little bit. Then maybe my concealer will kind of do something too. This is real. I mean, it's really pretty. It's definitely just sort of like a blurring type of thing because you can still see straight through it. Give me 1 sec. I need to get my wipes and wipe my hand and get that off, and then get it off my fingers. I'll be right back. Alright, so I am back. Let me pull that back down a bit because nothing else is going to be happening up there that I know of. So like I was saying, it's very light. You don't feel it at all. I would say the coverage is really light. And as I'm looking at it, it looks like it might be calming down a little bit, but I still think I might need shade number 7. And I'm willing to get shade number 7 because I actually like the formula of this. This is good for those days when you, I know they said you could use it as a like a primer also, but I think I'm doing this the wrong way. Yeah, there we go. I think it's good for those no makeup days or light makeup days. But what I'm going to go and do now is just to do my concealer, and I am definitely still just going to do it in that dark corner and just sort of blend it outwards. And I am going to grab this Real Techniques brightening concealer brush. It's like flat. It reminds me of the Beauty brush, which I should have here. Yeah, this is the Beauty brush. They are very similar. But I'm going to use that and blend out my concealer. Does a really good job of blending out the concealer. Alright, and with this blended out, and before we get, well actually let me put my, do I have, no, I'm going to go ahead and powder my face. And I was trying to decide, I think I'm going to use the LYS Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder, and I have it in the shade Independent, which is a tan shade, and it looks like that. And I am going to grab this powder brush from Sephora, and I'm going to use this under my eyes and on my whole face. So we'll do under the eyes first. And then we'll sort of lightly do the rest of the face. Alright, with that being done, I'm going to go back to under my eyes, and we're going to go back into the Ace Beaute palette. And I'm going to go with the shade Alluring. Actually, what I'm going to do, since I have this brightness in the inner corner, I am going to take a little smudging brush. I'm going to go in with the shade Lively, sort of on this part of my eyes. And then I'll go in with this darkest shade, which is the shade Alluring, on the outer part. So let's see. in the shade Alluring. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. And I am actually going to take the shade Charming, which was my lid shade right here, and just sort of put that in the middle. Right here. And I am going to put this one down. I am going to go back into the Danessa Myricks. And I think I said I'm going to use the shade Strawberry Moon. So we're using a Refer 03. And I'm going into the shade Strawberry Moon. Right into that inner corner. And bring that down. Alright, so my camera stopped and I don't know when because I was busy doing my eyes. But I went in with the shade Strawberry Moon from the Danessa Myricks palette, which is this shade here. Looks white here, but it looks pink on my inner corner, so I did put it in the inner corner. I'm going to, this is not black owned, but these have quickly turned into my favorite eyeliners. And I'm going to take one of the Kaleidos eyeliners, and these are like multi-chrome eyeliners. Come on now, come on. And I am going to just use that on the bottom, the lower lash line. And this is the shade Solar or Solaris. It's way too small for me to see, but it is actually perfect for this look today. And last week I think I used a green one. I love these eyeliners. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. This is what it looks like. And I will put the name of these eyeliners in my description. I will remember to do that this time because I know some people are looking for them, and I don't do a good job of putting stuff in my description, so I'm trying to do better with that. So everything that I use today I will try to put in my description. Alright, so I think what I want to do is I want to go back into the Beaute palette or the Ambiance palette. And is this the brush I used? I think it was, but I'm just going to kind of clean that off a bit. I want to go back into the shade Alluring and kind of bring that one back just a bit on this outer corner. Just a bit, so it can look a little bit more blended. Then I think I'm gonna take a clean blending brush. It'll be a little baby one because the rest of them are not clean, so it'll just be this BK Beauty. I just want to kind of blend these two shades together a little bit better. Okay, not too much, just that. So the eyes for the most part are done. Well, the eyes are done. So I am going to take, I have a bronzer from Mented, so we're just going to do a little bit of light bronzing. I'm going to take this highlight brush I'm just going to take a little small brush like this one here. This is a cheek brush from, what is Sonia G, part of the Lotus collection. And just want a little bit, just bronze just a little bit. Oh, and this is in the shade Yacht Life, sorry. Let's put a little bit on that little part right there. That's who want to be swollen. That is done, and I am going to use a cream cheek product. So I do, is this my little, no, I thought I had, oh, here it is. I have a putty blush brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to use this LYS blush in the shade wrong one, Inspire. This is the higher standard satin matte cream blush in Inspire, and Inspire looks like that. And we shall blush, we shall be very ginger with this thing, because I know these blushes can be a bit pigmented, so done. And I just picked up the new LYS lip product. I'm going to be using the shade Dreamer in the new LYS lip colors, and I'm going to line my lips first with the Juvia's Place lip liner in the shade Cola. So I'm just going to use this little minted mirror, and this is what the shade Dreamer looks like. So we'll just kind of hold it up, and sort of a mid-tone brown shade. I think, let me see if I want this shade or not. I need something with a little bit more color. So this is very, very, it looks browner in the tube than it does when you put it on your lips, but it is way too neutral for this eye look. So I think I'm going to grab a lipstick from Propa Beauty and probably sort of an orangey shade, and I'll be right back. Something not quite orangey, but like an orangey brown shade. So I'm going to line my lips. And I am going to be using the shade Prowess from Propa Beauty. And this is what the shade looks like. So it's an orangey brown shade, but I think that will go way better than that shade from LYS. Yeah. So this one goes way better than that other one. And I am just going to spray my face. And we are done. We are done. This is my, excuse me, let me zoom out. And this is my full face of black owned beauty brands, makeup brands, Balm products, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think it turned out very well. I like the combination of the Danessa Myricks palette and the Beaute Ambiance palette. And this is what the eyeshadows look like. My ears are sticking out. Sorry. I almost want to cover them up with this thing. I feel like they're sticking out. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you are already subscribed, please make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I have a new video coming out. Have a great day, and may your day which one do I want to say? May your day be as flawless as your makeup, since I already started saying it. Bye.